Hello, it's Donna from Taffy Crafting. Thank you very much for joining me. It's quite late at night, everybody's gone to bed, so I thought I'd do a little bit of crafting before I went to bed, and I'm going to have a play with my Meadow. This is something quite different, something I really don't normally do. I don't do a whole lot of stamping, and I decided that when I bought something out of the mini catalogue that went live right at the beginning of January, that I would push out of my comfort zone and do something just a little bit different. So today I am going to do something very, very different, with no fancy folding, no DSP, just some cards, and I'm stepping out of my comfort zone with card colour, and also with stamping. So I've got to the left of me just a selection of colours of inks. I've got green, so I've got Old Olive and Garden Green. I've got soft suede, which is a nice deep brown colour. I've got balmy blue, and what's that one? Smoky slate. So I've got, it's colours that I, apart from Old Olive, wouldn't normally use. And this is a first. I'm going to make a card with soft suede. I've got some of this left. In fact, I've got quite a lot of this. I've got a lot of the browns and the greys. It's like, I've got to use these. I've got to use these colours. So there we are, really have stepped out of my comfort zone with that one. So I started off with a piece of A4 paper, A4 card, and I've just sliced that down the middle on the long side at 5 7/8. So I've ended up with 2 sheets of card this size, scored right down the middle of the longer side at 4 1/8, so that I've got a card like that, and I'm going to stamp it on that side. And I've got 2 pieces of Whisper White. They both measure, now I've forgotten what I measured those at, 3 7/8 by 5 5/8. One of those is going to go in the middle like that, so that the sentiment can be written on there. Sorry, I keep going out of shot. So that the sentiment can be written. So I'm going to get that on now, and then while that's drying, I'm going to start stamping my card with all of my different ink colours. I really am right at the end of this liquid glue, but I hate throwing a bottle of glue away when there might just be a little smidge of glue left in it. There really isn't a lot there. So I'm going to put that in the middle, and then that's ready for somebody just to write their sentiment. So I'm going for a bit of a Father's Day card here. I know Father's Day has, well, it's about 5 months away, but it could also be for maybe a dad's birthday, or an uncle, or a granddad, or a really good friend, something like that, somebody who's acted like a father. So let's put that to one side. Let's do some stamping. Let's put my glue over to one side, so that will work later. So there's my other piece of Whisper White that measures 3 7/8 by 5 5/8. So there's all sorts of things that we can do with this. So we've got some water. I would treat that like a stream. We've got this lovely bridge that could go over that. I'm going to do some trees today with the taller tree, and then I'm going to use these as some grass. I've already had a bit of a play with it. Where is my original? I might have just put that to one side. Oh, I think, there we are. That's my first play with it. Ignore this bit. This is my first play with it, and it's like, oh my word, I have to do something with that. My stream's gone in a bit of a funny position, but I'm not too bothered with that at the moment. That was my first attempt. So let's see how we go. So that's where I'm going to start with this stream. Where is that? There it is. Got a bit of glue on my ink block. So ink block, and there's my stream, and I used balmy blue for that just because I don't have a whole load of blues really. And this is going to go right in the middle. I think the stream is going to be the central point of this picture. So that's going to go there, like that. don't need any more of that. So I'm going to get that one out of the way. And I'm just cleaning my stamps as I go along. I'm a bit of an untidy crafter and I tend to end up putting my elbows in ink pads and things like that. So let's put that stamp to one side. And then I've got these two that I'm going to use as grass. So I've got this one and I'm going to use that one as well. And I think I'm going to use that one. Let's see if I can make a better job of this time. And I'm going to put that somewhere like that. Right. And I'm going to use Old Olive for that. We've got several greens you can use. This is Old Olive. We've got Mossy Meadow, which is a bit deeper than this colour, a bit darker. There's also Call Me Clover. That's very, very bright, but could work. And there's Mossy, no, I've just said Mossy Meadow. What's the other one? Garden Green, which I'm going to use for my leaves on my tree. So let's get some Old Olive going. Ink up my stamp. And just trying to decide where to put it, and I've got the light shining on this, so this is a bit tricky for me to see. I'm just got to do it, haven't I? You're just shouting at your video. Just do it, Donna. Just do it. Oh, I think I'm going to put one at the bottom as well. I don't like that there on its own. I think this is probably going to go off. You don't know until you start playing about with it, do you? So let's get my other one. I'm just going to get this small one. I just want to cover in that gap. Like that. So this one, where are we going to put that? That I think is going to sit in there like that. So we've got some green either side of that. And then I'm going to get my bridge in there. So I'm going with the soft suede. Let's get my bridge stamp. Ink that up. And what you'll see is you start to put these other elements on, then the whole thing just starts to come to life. And I want to get, while I've still got the soft suede out, I'm going to get my tree. And we're going to have a tree here. And I think we'll have two on this side. I can't see past that. I think if I did this again, I'd bring this image further down, and I might get some grass on there in a second. Again, I might just put a little bit more on there. So I'm going to put some leaves on there. Here's my little stamp for some leaves. And I'm going to go for a slightly different green. So let's get rid of that soft suede. And I've got garden green for this, for my leaves. It's just a little bit brighter. And we're just going to put the leaves all over. our trees. I've got a little bit of a smoosh on my block. Got that off. Now with a lot of ink going on, I'm being really careful where I'm putting my hands because I tend to get ink literally all over the place. There we go. One last thing I want to put on there, and that is, I've got some birds. Where have they gone? I had some birds on there. Now I can't see them. So I've got some birds on there, they're tiny. I'm just going to get rid of the green on that. When I was stamping this the first time around, I was trying to decide what would be the best colour for birds, and I couldn't make a decision. So I thought, well, we're going to have to go neutral. They're going to have to be grey. So I've got smoky slate. And we are just going to, let's get rid of that ink up there. And we're going to, right, which way are they going? They're going like that. And I'm just going to put another set of birds there, like that. So there are absolutely so many things that you could do with that, because we've got, what else we've got in there is the wheelbarrow. I really like that. I really love that wheelbarrow. We've got some big, thicker tufts of grass. They look like flowers. You know, we've got smaller trees. We've got all sorts of bits and pieces going on. So you could make lots and lots of different designs with this. But I'm just going to keep that there. And finally, from the Itty Bitty Greetings stamp set, I've got a sentiment that says world's best father. And we're going to stamp that, and I'm going to stamp that right at the bottom. And I'm not going to put that with anything else. I'm keeping it straightforward, understated, nice and simple. And I'm just going to put that, you watch, I bet you anything when I stamp this, it will be crooked. In my head, I'm saying, please don't be crooked. Oh, look at that. It's not crooked. Little mini victory there. And that's just how I'm going to keep it. Nothing else. And I'm going to put that on there. Like that. So I'm going to get some glue. Ink dries pretty much instantaneously. I'm not going to prove that by wiping my hand over it, but it does dry pretty quickly. So I'm just going to put a layer of glue over here, get it on my card, and that will be it. Job done. And it's nice to do something completely different. We should all, I think, step out of our comfort zones, as scary as that is sometimes. The sense of achievement that you get when you've done it, you think, yeah, I did that. I stepped out of my comfort zone. There we go. I am really pleased with that. That is something that, you know, I don't really do all that often. Yeah, I probably could have brought the green a bit further down. I know that for next time. You know, life's a learning curve. So I'm really chuffed how that's turned out, and I'm going to have another go at that. I'm going to do another one where I've got the wheelbarrow in there. I'm going to have some flowers. I'm going to try maybe brighten it up a bit. But I'm happy with that. So I hope that inspires you to do something a little bit different, whether it is that you don't make 3D projects and you'd like to do more of those. Come and subscribe to my channel and you'll see that I do loads of 3D things, and I'll leave one in the description bar below for you to have a go at. But I hope you've enjoyed this, and I will see you all again really soon. Bye bye.